Mike, I'm going to throw it over to you at Department of State. You top line a lot of activity that's going on over there. Maybe you can give us an example of a specific program that you all are working on or have already completed that is really sort of, enabling the mission of the State Department.
Sure. It's tough sometimes to just pick out one, but I'll make a mention. I'll make a mention that we were big users, are big users of ServiceNow, and pressed that platform into use as the COVID crisis hit. And one of the major benefits that people saw is, as we were moving through this crisis, let's remember that we repatriated 100,000 Americans through 1,100 overseas flights while this crisis was continuing. And in the process of doing that, we had an immediate need for multiple different dashboards and systems to track where those flights were going, where the users were coming from, whether those people were infected with COVID-19, whether they needed medical care, where their families were. There was an insatiable need for dashboards and insights to make all that happen. And I think before, as you're probably well aware, that would have been getting together with an application development team and writing up a requirements document, and maybe 6 or 9 or a year late, 9 months or a year later, you might actually have the first iteration of some type of system to do that. But with these platforms as a service, our teams are able to rapidly innovate and iterate on that. And so within the matter of 5 to 7 days, we would continuously be able to push out new dashboards and new applications to help track the flow, not only of U.S. citizens that were coming back to the country, but from a process perspective, the need to distribute funds, to distribute to requisition aircraft, to provide medical care, so on and so forth. And so that, in and of itself, was a highlight to the organization, that the ways of doing application development in the past have, I think, long since now been superseded through the visualization of these platforms as a service capabilities. And so one of the major efforts underway is now moving more and more application development into those platform services so that we can iterate on application development in much more timely fashion. So that's one, and that's something that users will natively see, because the way that they interface with applications and data will change dramatically. And then I just have to highlight on the back end, things that the users won't see, network admission control and identity management, getting 100% fidelity on the devices and the identities of the users coming on to the network. And that is, if it was important before in fixed facilities, it's even more important now when you have this hybrid mode of people working from home with mobile devices, and they're trying to access corporate data, and being able to make real-time adjudications as to the efficacy of the device and the individual requesting the data. So that's an ongoing project, and that'll become ever more important as we continue to move forward in this hybrid operating environment.